Have you ever been frustrated when your website layout just doesn't look right? If you've ever dealt with content spilling out of its borders, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to tackle the issue of a div grid tab not fitting within your content area. I completely understand how annoying it can be when your carefully crafted layout goes awry. You're not alone in this struggle. Many developers face similar challenges when working with grids and content boundaries. Let's dive into the specific question at hand. One user recently asked, "Why does my grid tab go out of the content borders when I use a PHP function in my index.php?" This is a common issue, and it can be quite perplexing. So let's explore this together. So what could be causing this layout issue? Often, it comes down to CSS properties, improper HTML structure, or even the way PHP is rendering your content. We'll break it down step by step to help you understand what's going wrong. And stick around. I have a valuable tip at the end that will help you avoid this issue in the future. To address the issue of the grid tab going out of the content borders, the user should first check the CSS styles applied to the grid. It's important to ensure that the grid container has the correct width and overflow properties. Next, the user should verify that the grid items are properly sized. If the items are too wide, they can cause the grid to overflow. Adjusting the width of the grid items can help. Now, the user should ensure that the grid layout is correctly defined in the CSS. Using properties like grid template columns can help maintain the layout within the content borders. Finally, the user should test the changes by refreshing the page and checking the layout. If the grid still overflows, they may need to inspect the elements using developer tools to identify any additional issues. Fun fact, did you know that the first website ever created is still online? It's a simple page, but it paved the way for all the complex layouts we deal with today. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative solution from another user suggests placing your ClearFix class at the beginning of the content section. This adjustment ensures that the grid tabs stay within the content borders. Now let's see a response from a different user. This user explains that non-floated elements only take the height of their non-floated children. They provide 3 situations to illustrate this. In the first situation, a non-floated parent takes the full height of its non-floated children. In the second situation, a non-floated parent does not account for floated children, leading to layout issues. The third situation shows that a floated parent can contain floated children, but this is not a best practice. They suggest using the clear CSS property to solve the second situation without relying on floated parents. That wraps up that answer. Let's move on to another one. An alternative solution from another user suggests modifying the CSS to resolve the issue. They recommend adding overflow hidden to the content class, which helps contain the grid within the content borders. Let's take a look at an answer from another user. An alternative solution provided by another user involves adjusting the CSS for the content area. They suggest using specific styles to ensure that the grid tab stays within the content borders. Let's take a look at an answer from another user. One alternative solution suggests that the issue arises from using float left on the tab elements. Instead, you can use display inline block for the tabs, which will keep them within the content borders. Another option is to apply float left to the content itself. This adjustment can help align the tabs correctly within the content area. Let us know if either of these solutions works for you. Here's that valuable tip I promised. Always validate your HTML and CSS using online tools. This can help catch errors before they become a headache. And there you have it. With these steps, your grid tab should fit perfectly within your content borders. Remember, a little attention to detail goes a long way. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more tips and tricks.